All right, first things first. We are not changing our zodiac sign, right?
No.
No. Nikki
Yeah.
says, I'm giving up being a Libra. Actually, this is a good year to give up being a Libra. Yeah, because Saturn's in Libra, so a lot of responsibilities will fall
Yeah, but
away.
it's not happening because
Go with
we
Virgo.
No, because nothing's changed. And I don't get why this community college astronomer made this big discovery that everybody else in the world, including astronomers, not just astrologers, but astronomers have known forever, called the precession of the equinox. So all I could think of it was a slow news day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Well,
no,
I tell you
nothing's
what,
changed. And it's funny.
It spread like wildfire.
Dude, Leos don't want to be Cancers. Virgos
Listen,
don't want to be Leos.
When you look up Leo, my picture's right next to the lion.
Every Leo said that. The first 2 or 3 phone calls I got in the morning were Leos going, wait a minute.
Oh, no.
We're the kings of the zodiac. We do not want to become crabs.
Right.
Now-
And all the Cancers are going, wait a minute. What's wrong with that?
It's not
No,
changing.
nothing's changed.
All right, good. Well, get
No,
down to
leave
what
all your
is-
tattoos. Everything's the same. Nothing has changed.
All right.
But we have today is the full moon. And this is the full moon in the very last dying degree of Capricorn and Cancer. So really what this full moon is trying to do is bring to fruition things that were started last June and July. Believe it or not.
Okay.
And we put a lot of things into motion on the 4th, and now they're bringing to a climax. So I thought I'd go through the signs and start with Capricorns, because this is the very last day of
Didn't
their
get it.
sign. So for Capricorns, it really is them against their partners is really what the deal is. And Capricorns have been in a particularly selfish mode the last year or so, and it really is time for them to consider what their partners have to say, that their partners actually have a legitimate beef as far as their wants and needs being met, and Capricorns need to be a little less ruthless and a little more understanding towards their partners. For Aquarians, this really impacts their 6th house of work and responsibilities, and their work and responsibilities has changed. And what the Aquarius needs to know is that they really need to be a team player, that they cannot do it on their own, and that it's going to require a group effort, even if it means sacrificing what they want in the short run for the work situation. It'll pay off for them by July. For Pisces, they're really enjoying this. They're one of the guys that don't want to change their signs, because this eclipse is in their 5th house of love affairs, children, creativity, and hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. So for them, it's all about getting their love needs met and doing whatever it takes to make that happen. For Aries, it is all about their home and their foundations. For Aries, there has been some sort of earthquake in their lives over the last 2 weeks or so, and they're still suffering from the fallout of it, particularly at home. And they shouldn't panic, because they're really trying to bring something about that's good for the home.
Okay.
And that's likely to come to be, but matters reach a climax. They're a little testy today. For Tauruses, not bad energy for them at all. It just increases the pace of their day-to-day living, and they'll be dealing a lot more with contracts, negotiations, agreements, and important legal matters, either at a distance or just very important legal matters. And it goes very, very favorable for Tauruses. This is a great full moon for them. So
Good.
your wife will be happy.
Yes, she will.
For Geminis, this is in their 2nd house of money and their 8th house of other people's resources. And Geminis, much like the United States, are trying to get the money flow going again. And whatever it is that they're debating now, they need to maximize an existing resource instead of looking for a new one. For Cancers, this is all about them, their wants, their needs, their feelings. And their partners have been giving them the cold shoulder, and Cancers need to get to the bottom of that and see what it is they did. And also for Cancers, it's a new start in those relationships as well, because they probably tell their partners finally what it is that they want. For Leos, their objective is to stay out of the line of fire. It really, really is. Leos have done very well the last year. They fought for their rights, and they're kind of in a high-profile position. And they have to be careful, because the shots are going to come from secret enemies. Those are people that smile in their face and then shove a knife in their heart. So for Leos, my word is, not everybody that smiles at you has good intentions. They're actually revealing very sharp teeth. For Virgos, they're going to need the help of their well-placed female friends and associates in order to get what it is that they want. Virgos have been trying to create something and then give it life, and somehow their female friends, well-placed female friends, help them do that over the next 2 weeks or so. For Libras, career matters really take the stage for them. They are trying to nail down a career thing and get that all worked out. And what the Libra has to know is that the bosses want them. It's a matter of finding the money to make that happen. And those matters are reaching some sort of a climax today, but the Libra's got to know they come out on top. but there are going to be more responsibilities to go along with it. But I'm okay with responsibilities as long as it's getting paid for it. And then for Scorpios, they also do very well with this energy. This is not hard energy for them, and legal matters go very, very well. Educational matters, and for Scorpios, if they're going to beg for mercy, go do it in person, because you get the best result. And then for the last sign, Sagittarius, it's about the money. It's about making more money. Sagittarians have been trying since last July to nail down a constant source of income. And those negotiations have gone about as far as they're going to go, and whatever they're offering the Sagittarius, I'm going to tell them to take the money and run like a thief.
Okay.
Because that's this full moon marks the climax of those issues, and they've negotiated about as much as they can. So that's tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac.
Right. The current signs and future signs.
Yes.
They are not
Nothing has
changing
changed.
anyway.
And you know what? Even if it changed, everything would change proportionately. So even if you're a Leo and now we're calling you a Cancer, you're still going to get along with the same people that you've been getting along, because the whole thing, if it's going to shift, the whole thing would shift.
The whole thing shifts. But
But nothing has shifted.
But
Nothing
that
has
new sign
changed.
called Octopus or whatever that was, that ain't working. That ain't working for
Oh,
anybody.
Ficus.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Don't worry about it. It ain't happening.
Slow news day.
Thank you, darling. We'll see you
Always
next
a
week.
pleasure.